Okay, so here comes the I suppose the only really challenging bit of making this game, actually. And what we now want to do is have the ball be reflected back off the paddle if it hits the paddle. So that's the question we're interested in. If this ball were to hit sprite 2, then you want it to come back in the direction. If this ball were to hit sprite 1, it should come back in that direction. So basically the command's going to be, if it hits sprite 2, do something. If it hits sprite 1, do something. So how does that work? Well, what we're interested in is an if statement. Let's go to control. Let's do this separately for a minute. And we're going to say if this ball under sensing is touching sprite, we're using this one, aren't we? Sprite, to say sprite 2. If it's touching sprite 2, what do we then want the ball to actually do? Well, what it wants to do is to change direction. So we'll go to motion and we're going to do point in direction. Okay? Now point in direction, and what I want to do is flip it right round the other way. I'm hoping this is going to work, but what I'm going to do is point in direction. I'm going to go to numbers here, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to drag this in, first of all, which is 1 minus that. I'm going to put in here 360. I want to minus the direction it was currently in. So all I have to do under motion is drag on this command direction. Okay, now what I'm going to do is move that into there like so. So asking this a question forever, if it's touching sprite 2, point in direction 360 minus direction. I hope that makes sense. Let's try the game. I've got to be pretty swift here, and if I press this, here comes a paddle. Yeah, there it goes. Went off that way. And just to prove this to you, here it comes again. Yeah. Does that work? Is it always going to go the same way? Looks like it is, isn't it, for this moment in time? I think. Actually, no, that's pretty good. It's a pretty much a routine. Whatever direction it comes in, it should go off upwards now, and it does, like it flipped off the paddle. Now we might want to introduce a little element of more randomness to that. We'll do that in a moment. What of course I want to do now is on sprite 1, I've got to add that same command in. So let's do control if sensing, what I'm looking for, if touching, thank you very much for shouting that out, if touching sprite, where's sprite? Oh, did it on sprite 1? I think that's interesting. If I'm idiot, aren't I? Who didn't shout it out? Let's get rid of this nonsense. What am I doing, a crazy fool? I should be on the ball, shouldn't I? Let's go back to the ball. What an idiot. If touching sprite 2, do that. And of course I want another if, which I'll put in here. Honestly, you kids really should shout the answers out when I make a fool of myself. And we want to say under sensing, if it's touching, I told you, I'm making this up as I go along. I have no idea if we're touching sprite 1. And we'll do the same command, point in direction. And bum bum bum. I could have really copied it, couldn't I? I wonder if I can. No, I won't do it. Let's do that again. Motion. Point in direction. And we'll have in here our numbers. And what we'll do is we'll have this here. And we'll do 360 minus. And I think what we'll have now is, of course, a direction, which I have to get from over here. Fantastic. Now this is the bit where I've got to play the game somehow together. Oh no, there we go. Oh, now I've got this one. Oh, and bang. Oh, it didn't work. Why didn't it work? Because you didn't tell me. Look, it's not connected to anything. Of course, this needs to be... Oh, this block needs to be in there. So it's asking the question, am I touching sprite 2? If I am, do something. Am I touching sprite 1? If I am, do something. If not, move. Okay, so here we go. Here's the moment of truth. Quick on the fingers. Got it. Yes. Okay, let's have a go here. Yeah. And what we've got now is gotcha. And we'll do this one now. Yes, fantastic. And you can see where this is going. Of course, now, I'll just leave these for a minute. What I want is the command that if it's touching that colour or that colour, then quite frankly, what we need to do is keep a score and, of course, stop the game. That's something for the next video.